Be a light to yourself. Two fundamental lessons about the final stages of self-knowledge. You have to be a light to yourself, not the light of a psychologist, a professor, or a religious figurehead. You have to be a light to yourself in a world that is utterly becoming dark. We are paraphrasing the words of Indian philosopher Jiddu Krishnamurti, who was an inspiration for this course. In this section, we will go deeper into his teachings. The wisdom of the final stages of self-knowledge will take you to the doorstep of supreme intelligence. Number 1. Self-knowledge is constant, continuous, and endless. It is not an end result. Krishnamurti said that self-knowledge should be seen as a continuous and endless process, not as a fixed and final objective. Self-knowledge is not an end in itself. Is there a source for a river? Every drop of water creates the river from the beginning to end. He also said that people should not see self-knowledge as a result to be achieved, an end, for there is no end to self-knowledge, for it is a constant process of understanding. Understanding the whole process of oneself requires constant vigilance, awareness, in the action of the relationship. There must be a constant look at each incident, no choice, no condemnation or acceptance, with a certain sense of impassibility, so that the truth of every incident is revealed. Still, this self-knowledge is not a result, an end. There is no end to self-knowledge. It is a constant process of understanding. Krishnamurti understood that self-knowledge is different from self-improvement. Self-knowledge requires observation without condemnation or acceptance, and self-improvement implies condemnation and obtaining results. Number 2, relationships are an excellent source of self-knowledge. First, we must remember that we are not just talking about a loving relationship, because everything in life is a relationship. Krishnamurti understood that. There is nothing alive on earth that is not related to one thing or another. We are constantly relating to people, the environment, objects, etc. Krishnamurti understood that the very function of a relationship is to reveal one's state of well-being, and the relationship is a process of self-revelation, self-knowledge. All life is a relationship movement. There is nothing alive on earth that is unrelated to one thing or another. Even the hermit, the man who sets out for a solitary place, is related to his past, is related to those around him. There is no escape from the relationship. Self-knowledge arises when we are aware of ourselves in the relationship, which shows what we are from moment to moment. The relationship is a mirror in which we see ourselves as we really are. But why does Krishnamurti compare the relationship to a mirror? Because it is in the mirror of relationships that our imperfections stand out, allowing us to see what exists without distortion. Understanding what exists, perceiving our defects require an enormous capacity for perception and recognition. It is the first step in knowing how to deal with ourselves. Our anxieties, fears, and insecurities appear in the mirror of relationships. From the observation of our thoughts, reactions, feelings, we have the opportunity to know what we are, and this only occurs within a process of relationship. And from this perception will bear the self-knowledge. This self-knowledge, based on the relationship, it's constantly developed. It implies an awareness of how we react to the situations that life exposes us to. And from self-awareness comes self-knowledge. In a relationship, there is a possibility of developing consciousness about ourselves in action. You cannot find yourself isolated, but related with society, your spouse, your brother, etc., said Krishnamurti. The development of self-knowledge requires the perception of our defects and imperfections, which is very difficult because these characteristics only appear in relationships.